Welcome, guys. The show is hashtag, and this is where you get all things trending, especially on X. This is the very first edition for this week. You heard someone say, yeah, I'm not flying solo, of course. I got my co-anchor here. It's Ikechukwu. For starters, I am Vivian. Ikechukwu, how are you?
Good evening, and like you said, it's another very beautiful week.
Yeah.
And a lot happened during the week.
So I was going to ask, how was the weekend?
Fantastic.
Good. So what happened during the week?
No, the weekend I said.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I've not had a weekend this beautiful in a long while.
I'm even scared of asking what it was about.
So
let's not even
lots
go
of
there.
fun.
Guys, if you're game, let's get this show on the road. The very first hashtag is hashtag Datti and Abure. So Peter Obi's erstwhile running mate, Baba Ahmed, Datti, Baba Ahmed, was in a meeting with the Abure-led faction of the Labour Party. Abure, Julius Abure, that's Peter Obi's arch enemy. So what is his running mate or his former running mate doing with, the Abure faction of the Labour Party? So apparently Datti says he's going to be the reconciliator in chief. That's the title he's given to himself. Pardon me, right? No pun intended. So I'm just going to take you straight to X first so you take a look at how this particular matter is going down. And then I have a video so you will know for real that he was at the meeting with the Abure-led faction of the LP. So let's go to X and find out how this matter is going down on social media, shall we? So while we wait for that to come up though, it is up. Thank you, producer. The Punch newspaper says, Datti meets Abure faction, vows to reconcile Obi, other stakeholders. The Punch put up this video. Take a look.
Datti, Baba Ahmed, former 2023 Vice Presidential candidate, and as a factional national public secretary, Obiora for one of Obi's loyalists, Ajianana Kazaure, also at the meeting.
All right, there you go. Datti, you saw him just at the start of that video. For starters, though, credit goes to the Punch for that video. The dude in the red top, that's Julius Abure himself. So lots of people are reacting to this particular one. Let's find out how the obedience are reacting to Datti aligning with Julius Abure. Shall we? Let's go. So, Okoye Onyebuchi says, before you reconcile Abure and Apapa and Arabambi with Obi, confirm that they are not being sponsored by the APC. Otherwise, you truncate Obi's chances. There's another one. Take a look at it. So Sunday, Awoke says, if you think Tinubu will allow Peter Obi take Labour Party tickets again, you are politically naive. Baba will block Labour in all fronts with Abure and his cohort. Then Akoni says, Peter Obi now also begging Abure's faction for reconciliation. What will now happen to the Ninadi Usman-led faction? So this is different strokes for different folks, right? Ikechukwu, I don't know. How do you see this whole thing?
So it's a lot.
It's a lot,
different angles to it. But let me tell you one thing. The end goal of this, if it happens that they reconcile, right, it's a win for the APC. And I'll tell you, it's a win for the APC.
And a loss for both the Labour Party and the ADC.
And the ADC. Because, of course, a united front would have defeated the APC. This APC government is very unpopular, and the ADC will most likely take it if they bring up Peter Obi or Atiku Abubakar. So now, like I said before, the only thing that will make Tinubu come back to the office, is if the coalition doesn't stand. So whatever it is it's going to take for that coalition not to stand is what the APC will be playing. The cards they will be playing is exactly for this not to happen. And how is it not going to happen? Is for APC and Labour Party to get the house together, or maybe help PDP also get the house in order, help this party get the house in order. And it starts from these little moves. Now, I find this quite very funny. I want to believe that politicians and political gladiators, or someone who has actually contested an election that is that intense, and you understand, the level of politicking that comes with the rival in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that won, the election. You understand how deep he can think, how the length he can actually go to actually win an election. And then you find yourself in a position where you're actually going to form an alliance with other, big weights to actually take him out of office. And suddenly, the Labour Party that is so hot, the Abure that has come out to say, you know what, resign officially.
Yeah.
And are open to talks with you. It says a lot about it. And this is me saying this, right? At this point, it's a political chess move. It's a political game. Anybody can be used.
Yeah, but let's make it clear that this is not Abure in talks with Obi, but with Datti.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Datti is saying he's going to reconcile the two parties.
It's
together.
the same thing at this point, right? Until Labour Party gets another presidential candidate. Until Peter Obi becomes the flag bearer of another party. People will always view Datti with the lens of Peter Obi. It's natural because
like they are an item, right?
Yes,
but it looks like Datti feels slighted. You remember what happened after the very first meeting Obi had with the ADC, the coalition? Datti felt ignored, and he came out to say a lot against the ADC. Pointing fingers at the likes of El Rufai, former Kaduna State Governor, former FCT Minister, and even Atiku himself. And now today, clearly, he's saying he's distancing himself from the coalition, and he's saying he's never ever going to resign, or he has not resigned from the LP. So basically, it looks like there is a gap between Datti and Obi at the moment.
So the thing is this, right? Frankly speaking, no disrespect to Datti, if Datti contests the election in the Labour Party, I doubt if he's going to pull 1 million votes.
Wow. That's a big statement.
It is the truth, right? It is the truth. It does not have any political capital before 2023. It doesn't have any, right? Perhaps in a state where he actually won an election and was actually booted out of office again, right? But outside that, he can't pull. He doesn't have that weight. He doesn't have the national spread, right? Even in the north, he's a featherweight,
all right,
politically.
So in a nutshell, you're saying this is a wrong move.
That's a very terrible move, except perhaps maybe that is playing the ball for the APC. And sometimes you might actually be making a move, a very genuine move.
Is that possible?
Yes, it's very possible. It's politics. It depends on what he's promised.
Okay.
Right? So sometimes you can also be playing a very genuine move, but that move is also against your own person.
And you're playing right into the hands
of the opposition.
Now, talking about Obi, he seems to be the hottest cake in town right now. I mean, both positively, negatively. Not too long ago, we had the governor of Edo State threaten him. No, that's another hashtag that's still threatening. We're going to talk about that in a short while. But PDP, hashtag PDP is trending, and it's still all about Obi. So the People's Democratic Party is saying that Obi is awesome, and they want him back. In the meantime, they are throwing the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, under the bus, and they're saying, good riddance to bad rubbish. But they are saying, Obi, please, you're welcome. Why do you think the PDP is doing this? Ikechukwu, this question is for you. Do you think it's because they are seeing the handwriting on the wall? Because they are thinking Obi might be disheartened that he might not get the chance, to fly his ambition in the ADC? Or what? I'm just, trying to pick your brains. But I'm going to take you to X right now. So you take a look at, this particular post that I'm talking about. It is hashtag PDP, and the PDP is wooing Peter Obi. Let's take a look. X. What's X saying? So, Arise News put up this post. Peter Obi is our product, and the PDP indeed wants to get him back. Abdullahi. He is a very great capital for any political party, and any political party that will have him will be to their advantage. The PDP is making an effort to get him back. Ibrahim Abdullahi. He is the Deputy National Publicity Secretary, the PDP. So there are reactions to this particular hashtag. Let's take a look at them. So, Preacher says, open letter to Ibrahim Abdullahi, Deputy National Publicity Secretary, the PDP. Dear Ibrahim Abdullahi, you recently said Peter Obi is our product. The PDP is making an effort to get him back. I respect optimism, but this is wishful thinking on steroids. Gosh. And he goes on to say it's time to wake up. And Peter Obi has moved on, and so have millions of Nigerians who rallied behind him as a vehicle for change outside the PDP old order. You don't win people like that back with nostalgia marketing. You win them back by rebuilding credibility, internal democracy, policy clarity, and trust. None of those are solved by simply bringing Obi home. Let's be direct. The PDP brand has crumbled. Betting your party's revival on a man who left because the system resisted reform is not strategy. It is denial. This is big deal. There are other reactions, and in a short while, I'm going to be taking a look at them. But I want for us to address. Take a look at this. Let's address this first, Ikechukwu. The points that the preacher talked about, his name is just perfect for him, though.
Yeah,
and he said a lot.
Yes, of course, he said a lot. But the thing is, when it gets to this stage of politicking, right? You want to actually, of course, I'm looking at it from the end of the PDP, right?
Take a look at the third paragraph. He said, "You don't win people like that with nostalgia marketing. You win them back by rebuilding credibility, internal democracy, policy clarity, and trust."
Okay, so in Nigerian politics, whatever it is he's saying in third paragraph does not even apply. When you want to, people don't even look at all of these things to defect or to come to your party.
What do they look at?
They just look at the quality of big wigs in that particular party and their chance of actually getting the ticket they are looking for. That's basically what they look out for. But of course, I understand what he's saying, because P2B has P2B has kind of changed the Nigerian political landscape. People are now very much interested in policies and what people talk about, your antecedent as a person, not the roadside go eat corn and buy groundnut on the roadside or carry pure water on your head to show that you are.
Is this a jab at former Ekiti State Governor Ayofayo?
A lot of them have been doing this. I mean, they've done this couple over time. So now we have
But we saw Peter Obi, who was at an event and he was dishing out food. Well, but he came out to say, "Hey, this is a tradition. This is what people do," and it wasn't just saying.
When people
that's not such a bad thing.
When people are actually mourning, right? And of course, that is not even a campaign time. This is not a campaign time. Campaign starts in 2026, and exactly when they start, that is exactly when they've actually gotten their ticket. They want to contest for election. But then, right, what we see here, is not different from what we just talked about a few minutes ago. Basically, right, the APC is doing everything to ensure the coalition doesn't stand. Who controls the PDP at this time? It's Nyesom Wike.
In fact,
yes.
somebody said take Obi back and then hand him over to Wike.
I mean,
we are going to see that tweet in a short while.
Who controls
But then I wish when we make when we make statements like this, we should always be sure that it's based on facts and not speculations. The PDP is threatening, spitting fire right now as we speak. Wike might be in trouble.
Who? Wike. Wike has been the backbone of PDP since 2015. So when they lost the election.
You're saying he's larger than life, he's untouchable.
At this point, he's untouchable. All the in fact, the biggest person in PDP left. That's Atiku. After Atiku, Wike is very much the biggest man now in PDP. So who controls the PDP? See, the thing is this, right? I'll tell you.
Where have you dropped Bode George, Chief Bode George? In fact, Chief Bode George is one of the people who is lambasting Wike, Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, as we speak.
All of them, right? Bode George and whatever name we want to talk about at this point, they don't have the political relevance that Nyesom Wike has at this point, right? Nyesom Wike is still very much the landlord of one of the richest states in Nigeria, Rivers State. So he's got deep pockets. Yeah, exactly. So, and of course, an FCT minister at this point.
Why did you say he is the landlord of one of the richest states in Nigeria? I mean, his protege is on suspension at the moment. It is a sole administrator.
So the sole administrator is a win for him or for the protege?
You tell me.
Of course, we have pictures of him and the sole administrator seated even way before this incident actually happened.
And what does it say? A picture says
8,000 words, even a million words.
Let's go online and find out how people are reacting to this particular hashtag PDP. Talking about the PDP wanting Peter Obi back. X has a very detailed one here. Chingy, I like the name, Chingy, says, get him back and hand him over to Wike. That's $1 billion question. There's another one. Let's look at it. So, Bob Manuel C. H.M. says, Peter Obi, run, best regards, Bob. And then that's an emoji there. It means hug.
Yeah.
Big hugs. Let's take a look at the next one, shall we? All right, I understand that that's the one. That's the last one. But this is just to give you a feel of how people are reacting to the PDP wanting Peter Obi back.
The,
right?
the truth is, right, the APC does not want P2B on the ballot.
Looks like it.
They don't. Because at this point, they know that, with the force that with his strength, the strength he showed in 2023, he just need little effort of people who are, in the corridors of power, who understand how the electoral process happens after the voting process. People who are very close to the counting of election after the ballot have been casted.
Let's take a look at the last presidential election. It was the former vice president, and then Peter Obi, and then President Tinubu. It was like a 3-horse race.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have an Obi and Atiku come together,
So let's look at the numbers they pulled.
pool votes. Now.
Let's look at the number they pulled.
That's the winner.
The president pulled about about 8.2 million votes, I think, or 8.1.
Yeah.
And then Atiku pulled about 6.9, and P2B pulled about 6.1. So that's over 12 million.
Absolutely.
So it tells you that, of course, a merger is a huge favor.
A merger is a winner.
So now they understand.
That's the crux of the matter.
So they will rather they contest independently again, so that it's going to be easy for the APC to actually win the election the way they won it in 2023. See, we've seen this script play out a lot of time, and political heavyweight do in this instance, or people who are or let me call them people who decides the future of the state's doors at this stage, is to ensure that the man who is the populist, right, is giving limited access to the media, is giving limited access to a strong political base, is giving limited access to getting to even speak to people.
Yeah, but that's not working right now. When you have people like Peter Obi being very active on social media, people like Atiku being very active on social media,
of course,
you can't gag those people.
Because thankfully, social media changed the game, truly. But this is exactly how it happened a couple of years in America, where the most popular candidate who would have won the election at that point, landslide, but the person was taken outside.
Who would that be?
That was William Bryan, right, who actually contested against McKinley, who was the Republican candidate. What they did to the guy at that point was that they cut him off media. And who did this? Businessmen in America. They bought the presidency.
And who was their representative?
At the point, their representative was McKinley.
Okay, so the business people?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, and JP Morgan. At the point, I'm talking JP Morgan. This was in 1896. Yeah. This election actually.
I'm glad you said it, 1896.
Yes.
So this is not something that happened
they individually, three of them gave McKinley $200,000, which is about $200 million today.
And he took it.
Of course, that was what he. And what
did he take it?
Of course.
What does that say about him?
That was what he used for the election execution.
Okay.
Right. So the interesting thing, because of course that guy was coming hard on terrible wage bill for laborers, so he was coming hard to actually destroy monopoly in America. But what happened was that while this thing was going on, they ensured that William Bryan never get access to publicity in the media. Of course, 1896 is a long time, so there was no social media, and the media was very much in control. But now...
So when it comes to an election, there are lots of factors.
A lot of factors. So,
and the media plays a major role.
Media plays
money does too, unfortunately, in Nigeria.
Exactly my point. So now, we're looking at... That's exactly why if you look at the moves the APC have been making strategic, Delta State in the bag, River State in the bag, outside Lagos, Akwa Ibom is in the bag. These are the 3 richest states outside Lagos.
Yeah, but remember what somebody said not too long ago, that Jonathan had, most of the states, in his backyard, but he lost.
Now, why he lost? Because there was a merger.
Aha. That's a good point.
So if there's no merger in 2027, and then the APC's got all of these states, these huge deep pockets, trust me, there's no way under heaven.
So the onus lies on the ADC to strengthen,
to find a way to make that merger work.
They need to find that
way. Either P2B just going one term, or if P2B decides, okay, let Atiku go, they just need to reach a common ground.
In the meantime, the ADC has come out to say nobody is going to deny Peter Obi, the ticket. Or if he wants to run for presidency, nobody's going to deny it him. They're saying, may the best man win, basically. I think we're going to land right there. Yeah. The next one is #Falana. So it was right here on this particular show. We brought you the news that the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Polo, had threatened former presidential candidate of the LP, Peter Obi, that if he came to the state without his permission, if anything happens, he should hold himself responsible. That particular video went viral. We showed it to you. And it's still trending like mad. In fact, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has jumped on the matter. And he's saying that, apologize, Governor Paolo, do it. And then he's telling Peter Obi, if he doesn't, then sue him. The question is, what good will that do since the governor's got immunity? But hey, let's go to X so you have a feel of how this particular matter is. I got 2 publications that are reporting this, so you know it is for real. Right, so let's go to X and see what they're saying about this particular matter. It is a senior advocate. The Punch newspaper says, human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, on Sunday asked the governor of Edo State, Monday Polo, to withdraw the threats to the life of former Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi. People Gazette comes from another angle. Let's take a look at it. It's the next one, shall we? So, People's Gazette says Falana charges Obi to urgently sue Governor Paulo over threat to life. There's another one. Aisha Yusuf is also jumping on the matter. She says, kindly note that for children of the rich and privileged, those who fail are the exception, while for children of the poor and underprivileged, those who succeed are the exception. I hope that helps as the conversation continues. So, in that video, Governor Paulo kept saying, person wey no get shishi, they come donate 15 million naira because Peter Obi donated 15 million naira to a nursing school in Edo State. But there's another video that someone picked, it's trending, of Aisha Yusufu talking about the matter. That's Ozagu Enterprises. It says, Aisha Yusufu don't take mouth, finish Monday Apollo of Edo State. Take a listen, guys.
Talk. Okpebolo, Bekpobolo, Abia, they pronounce it safe. They talk Monday, but Monday himself they talk. I think that in name Abi, now Monday be name. So people go they talk, now Monday self go talk. So when they tell governor, say make governor stand up, Monday too go stand up, say he be governor. Anyway, I don't blame him. I blame Edo people. Yes, my people. Now then do this one. We here for big time. Now we decide say we want to stain our whites. Otherwise, somebody that should be learning, that should be looking for a lesson teacher and be learning how to read his numbers. You know, primary 4 lesson teacher, in primary 4, those are when you will be doing 100 tens, those tens are unit, then 100, then 1,000, then million, hundreds of thousands. They'll be telling you how to write in words, how to read in words. That's what Monday should be doing. No? I tell you now, that's what Monday is supposed to be doing. Monday don't grow liver. You don't big. You want be big boy. You want the big boy. You want talk they talk. You can't hear him on anything that has to make sense, anything that has to do with policy or an intelligent discussion. You don't get to hear him. It's when it comes to making a nuisance of oneself that he's number one. I mean, I think they send era boy. Can't they go they do him? Monday. You supposed go get lesson teacher first. You learn how to pronounce numbers. So the next time they go this in Edo State House of Assembly, you know what they do? I'm sorry. 10 billion, 2 billion. This he say 1.5 million. I know now. That Edo tongue. They shuffle me and they talk like that. 150 million, 1.5, 50.
Oh my gosh, she's taking it personal. You know when he went to the Edo State House of Assembly and he wanted to present the budget, and that's what she's talking about. Yeah. And then in this video that's gone viral as well, he kept saying 1.5 million and then he'll say 15 million. Well, nobody is above mistakes. Yeah, but let's talk about why Aisha is taking this personal. She is Peter Obi's #1 cheerleader, even though she's not a member of the LP and all of that. So, I mean...
No, the thing is...
You remember what Falana said? Let's not just focus on Aisha Yesufu. Falana is saying the governor should apologize to Peter Obi, and that if it doesn't, Peter Obi should sue him. I mean, you and I talked about it. What good does it make?
Well, I mean, you've highlighted it very well when you said the governors have immunity, and at this point, if you just sue him, you just plain to
no, but it's going to be on record, yeah, that you sued him.
Well, I think the best thing he needs to do is to also come out and make statement. That's all.
Who?
Peter Obi. Okay. Right.
And he's refusing to.
Yeah.
There's a reason why.
Or just go to the IG and lay complaints. And stuff like that
works.
These are the things.
You know why Falana is saying that? He said because see, miscreants might take advantage of the statements the Edo State governor has made and do harm to Peter Obi. But then the Edo State government has come out to say that they didn't mean any harm, though. That this was just a matter of protocols. Because during his last visit, after the donation of money, three people had died and all of that. So they were saying, if you're going to come, just let us know so we make arrangements.
So 3 persons died after his visit. What happened to them? Like 3 persons died. We didn't hear about it, and there was no way the governor of Edo or the government of Edo State linked the deaths to Peter Obi. So now they just come out after about 2 weeks to say this stuff.
You already made this point on Friday. So let's focus on what Falana is saying. Should the governor apologize to Peter Obi?
Yeah, I think it's very tricky because the governor is actually not the one speaking, right?
Who?
No, he's actually not the one speaking.
Monday Kwela?
Yes.
But we heard him talk.
Okay.
Would you say that's an AI generated video?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying that there's an image behind the masquerade we are seeing, right? There's someone who is actually speaking through Monday Kwela. I'll give an example. All right, I'll make it clearer by elaborating. Now, this is not going to be the last time. Hisense actually started it.
Yeah, the governor of Benue State.
He's done it. Many other states will find reason to ensure that he doesn't come into their states. We're talking about this just few. They want to cut him off, meeting people.
You said so.
Reduce his presence
in fact,
in the grassroots politics. Because what he does naturally, has a ripple effect in the grassroots. He might not be doing it strategically to get people to like him. He might just be doing it because that's who he is. But then, politicians will always view it from that lens. Plus the fact that 2023 he has shown that yes, and the core of his movement are youth. So you see, when he goes to schools, these are the people he meets, youth. When he goes to functions like this and then help people out, these are the people you meet. And even when he goes to where elderly are, they have families and younger ones at home.
Yeah.
Well, I also said it. I think it was on Friday that outside Lagos, Edo State, in fact outside the southeast, Edo State, in fact Edo State itself, not even outside the side, Edo State had this undying loyalty for Peter Obi. I think they are the #1 in the country when it comes to the obedient movement. So it says a lot about how they want to really weaken that particular base of his. So all of this is part of the bigger plan for the 2023. Even if he will run, they want him to be so battered that even when he wants to step into the ring, his image would have reduced, the popularity would have gone down, a lot of persons would have doubts about him even winning before contesting. In 2023, it was so, there was this euphoria of Peter Obi is going to win. So that was what encouraged a lot of persons. So by reducing the chance of him even contesting, right, ensuring that you put him through a lot of hurdles, now he's not even sure of getting the LP ticket, he's not even sure of getting the ADC ticket. That's the position they want to place him. It's politics.
Do you think it's working?
Very well working at the moment. So until the ADC, finally play their card and we see that, okay, this is where they're headed. Okay, Peter Obi is actually the man. And that's why I'm actually looking at the Labour Party. See, my best bet, 2023, Peter Obi might not even be running for under any of the umbrellas. And if it happens so, he's not going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that it doesn't come to that. Let's take a look at the last hashtag for today, which is hashtag Aisha Yesufu. So this time around, she is standing staunchly behind Senator Natasha Oduara. So the senator has said she's going to forcefully resume the National Assembly, even though the National Assembly is saying, no, don't come yet. We are not going to accept you at the moment until you fulfill all righteousness. The court has said she has to apologize on her Facebook page and also, post the apology on 2 publications, on the front page, really, of 2 publications and all of that. We don't know if the senator has done any of that. And she's saying, look, guys, I'm going to come. You can't gag me. I'm going to come. So Aisha Yesufu is saying, look, she's not alone. No. We are shutting the National Assembly down, and that if anybody tries to stop Natasha, they go kill all of them there, basically. That's a soundbite. The Punch put it up, and the credit goes to channels for it. So let me take you to X. Let's take a look at the post first, and then we'll show you the video of Aisha Yesufu in support of Senator Natasha. It looks like the women are bonding right now. At first, it was Obi Ezekwesili staunchly behind Natasha. She's still her #1 fan. And now it is Aisha Yusufu saying, we go do this thing. And when it comes to stuff like this, you know Aisha Yusufu can play this game. During the BBOG era, she was one of the top 2 people or top 3. Yes. So let's go to X, take a look at the tweet, and then we'll take a look at the video. Sorry, it wasn't the Punch, I beg your pardon. It was the Nation Nigeria that put this up. We'll go with Natasha to resume at Senate tomorrow, Aisha Yusufu. Activist Aisha Yusufu has publicly pledged her unwavering support for suspended Kogi Central lawmaker Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan as the senator insists on resuming her duties in the Senate on Tuesday, despite reported opposition from the upper legislative chamber. Yusufu, while speaking on Monday on Channels Television's Sunrise Daily, declared that she and other supporters would accompany Akpoti-Uduaghan to the National Assembly. She asserted that the embattled senator possesses every right to resume office, citing a recent court judgment in her favor. The activist also denounced what she called the widespread systemic discrimination faced by women in Nigerian politics. Guys, take a listen to Aisha. Credit goes to Channels for the video.
The suspension by the Senate is unconstitutional, and if something is unconstitutional, it simply means that it's unlawful. It should never have happened in the first place, especially something coming from an institution that is supposed to be the one upholding the Constitution. Because in a democracy, the legislative arm of government is the bedrock, is the one, that makes laws, is the one that is supposed to protect the institution. Because when you don't have, when there's no democracy, the first thing that is set aside is the Constitution, and also the legislative arm is scrapped. And for that body to be doing something that is unconstitutional, that says a lot. Having said that, also is the fact that the court didn't stop Natasha from going in, and so she has a right to resume office, because the court has ruled that whole suspension to be unconstitutional. First of all, the Senate is not the one that makes Senator Natasha a senator. It was her people that gave her that, and there's no way that you're going to deprive people who are probably in their millions the opportunity for them to have a representative at the Senate, and the legislative duties that she's supposed to take on, you take that away from them. Beyond that also is the fact that there was also a court ruling where the Senate was asked to stop when they were going on that proceeding of suspending her. They were asked to stop it, but they didn't obey the court ruling. So the Senate has shown, even to Nigerians and the public, that there's rascality, that it can do whatever it wants to do. And so it's also saying to the people, don't obey court rulings. For a body that is one of the 2 bodies that make laws, I mean, it's something that should worry every Nigerian. I think that Senator Natasha has every right to resume office. And by tomorrow, by the grace of God, she's not going to resume alone. There are people who are going to go with her, and I'll be one of those people that will be with her and stand with her. And if the Senate decide that they're going to kill us, let them kill us, because at the end of the day, they've shown us that we are not wanted. Out of 109 senators, we have only 4 women, and then yet they keep, you go after them. You're going after this particular lady who has done nothing other than discharge her duties the way she should. And the same thing that they say, oh, she has done, she didn't speak from a seat of where she is, and all of that. How many other senators have done that, have even done worse than that? Even the Senate president himself has done worse than that. Nobody suspended him. Enough of us being treated in this country as if we are second-class citizens. So, yeah, she will.
She wants to be there, and as long as she wants to be there, I will be by her side. That's what Aisha Yusufu is saying, and I'm just telling it to you. Talking points here. Out of 190 senators, just 4 are female. That's mind-boggling.
109.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Thank you. 109. Out of 109, just 4 are female. And then she's saying that women are unwanted. She also said that there is a culture of rascality in the National Assembly. She also said lawmakers who are supposed to uphold the law are the people who are breaking the law and saying, hey, don't follow the rule of law. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think one position I would agree with her on.
Oh, you don't agree with her on everything she said?
No.
Okay.
I think one position I would agree with her on is that place where she said that, our politicians, our political class, our lawmakers, a good number of them, they don't even uphold the law.
And they're supposed to be lawmakers?
Yes.
She said out of two bodies that are supposed to keep the law, the judiciary and the legislature.
Yes. A lot of time you say something, the court says something, and then the executive does what they like. So it's
So
there.
what's the normal thing? The legislature is supposed to check the executive.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be.
But it's not happening.
It's not happening.
In fact, Alia Ndume and a lot of other people have come to say it's a rubber stamp national assembly.
But it goes back to the way the country is, right? The fact that they are not actually doing what they're supposed to do is because a good number of their principal office holders or their principals, in the floor of National Assembly has baggages, and they're being controlled. So they decide for them what to do, and then they tell them exactly what to do. So it's part of the politics we're talking about. Though it's dirty, but it is what it is.
So what what are those things she said you don't agree with?
So that's the point. I say, okay, fine, yes, I think I agree, but the point where I don't agree with her is, going to the National Assembly. The court has pronounced its ruling.
And what did they?
The court asked her to apologize, right?
But did the court say the National Assembly should withdraw the suspension and all of that? It was for starters, it was unconstitutional. So and that she should resume.
That's the thing, right? They went to court.
The court did not say first before you resume you must apologize. The court didn't say that.
Wait now. Right. They went to court regardless, right? And if the reason why they went to court is to say my what's it called? My suspension is unconstitutional, just cancel it, right? But of course, the court saw merit, and that's exactly why the court said, okay, it is what word did the court use? It is too much, something like that. Excessive, not like it's unfounded, right? Not like it's unfounded, but it's excessive. Maybe 1 month, maybe 2 weeks, but it's 6 months excessive. That's on one part.
Well, that's your own interpretation of it. But the court was also saying that there is no law in the National Assembly that says 6 months suspension for crying out that you weren't given the right seat.
That's why it's excessive. That's why it's excessive. Yeah, if you punish a child and I say, Viv, this is excessive. I'm not saying you cannot or should not have punished the child. Okay,
so what are we saying?
So what I'm saying is now it's obvious that she erred, but it's excessive. Now the court say apologize, right? Now, come on. This is, the National Assembly. The person you offended, okay, you offend me, and someone say, okay, you know what?
Actually, I think you should give context to, in case the viewer is listening for the first time. Also. Okay. So the court asked Natasha to apologize because they said she disobeyed a gag order.
Yes.
All right, she went on Facebook to do a satirical apology, and the court said that wasn't okay. She's appealing that particular one right now. Natasha why? And lots of lawyers have come out to say the court had no business doing what they did.
But why it's in court? Yeah. At least for now, the ruling of the court stands until the court changes its position.
Now, you said, okay, so that's it. That's the second part of the judgment. The very first part was that Senate recall her. The Senate has not done that.
But everything,
that's the first part.
But with everything, the Senate hasn't called her back.
No.
But she's resuming regardless.
Yeah, but the Senate has not called her back, and she's saying she's going to resume. That was the first part of the judgment.
But the court tells the Senate to actually recall her.
Yeah.
Now the Senate is giving her a condition that she has to fulfill the court's requirement.
The court did not say give her conditions.
No, the court is not giving.
We have to go. You're setting us up for a part 2 of this particular one.
The court is not giving.
Let's do it, part 2. Guys, we gotta go. I need to say big thanks to the incredible people behind the scene. Maximum respect, guys. Bigger thanks goes to you for watching. If you had fun with Ikechukwu and I, and if you want a part 2 of this, keep it up at us, same time, same station. Ikechukwu, you were fantastic as usual. Guys, until we come your way again, thank you for watching. I am Vivian. Bye.